What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so today we're going to be working on the 4Runner, and there's some major upgrades coming for this vehicle, as with time, of course. But today I'm going to do a quick update more than an upgrade, or if you want to call it an upgrade. I've already done all the lighting. As you guys seen the video, I posted up here for you guys. You guys take a look at the video where I did the update for the lights. I upgraded the front driving lights, the high beams, the fog lights, the turn signals, all the lights, interiors have been already updated to or upgraded to LEDs from the regular halogens. But today what I'm going to be doing is, again, updating the fog lights. I'm going to be updating the fog lights to a set of lights which basically are called switchback. What those do is basically they switch back between a 6K and a 3K light output. The reason for that is, of course, 6K is bright white. We all know that pretty much. But what happens with bright white light when it hits water or moisture? Pretty much it reflects back. The moisture in the air acts as a mirror and it kind of reflects back. So when it comes to fog or rain or snow, it pretty much kind of doesn't give you the visual distance you need when it comes down to that. With a 3K light, which is that amber lighting that you guys see on a lot of vehicles, especially a lot of like JDM cars or things like that, they got this, this orange or yellowish, deep yellow light. That light is what cuts through pretty much that type of lighting. It won't reflect back as much and you get more of a visual distance when it comes to the light. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, again, the reason we're doing this is just for the fog lights, and again, just for making not to make it look cool, because my whole scenario was always like, I like the bright white, I like the 6K look on the cars. I just didn't want to have a fog light that's always yellow. And with these switchbacks, you could actually accomplish where you have a bright white light where pretty much you're driving, normal driving, and you could have, whenever it rains or snows, switch it to the yellow amber 3K bulb or light to be able to get a better visual of the road. Now, in some states, you're not allowed to drive with your fog lights on. In Illinois, I don't think there's an issue. I'm actually going to be honest with you. I don't know if there is a law for that, but in all my cars, I've driven with the fog lights on, never been pulled over, never been told not to drive with my fog lights on, be it if it's snowing or not snowing or whatever. I just think it looks cool driving with your fog lights on. Again, that's just my own opinion. So today, again, we're going to be installing this light from LASFIT. Now, before we go any further with the video, I do want to thank LASFIT for sending me out these lights. They are the sponsor of this video. LASFIT's been around since 2015, and of course, they make a lot of lighting products, from LED lights, light bars, 3-inch light pods, and including floor mats for some vehicles. All you gotta do is go into the website, enter on your search bar LASFIT, enter the category, the make, the model, the year, the trim, and what location you want your lights to go in. And then LASFIT, of course, the website will give you all the lights available for that vehicle. Now, I'll have a link to the website down in the description below. And if you use coupon code PRVLOGS10, that'll give you 10% off your entire purchase. So now, with all that being said, let's go ahead. Let's unbox these lights, see what comes inside the box, and get them installed on the car. All right, so let's go ahead and open this box up. Pretty simple box here. Inside you have some paperwork. You have the owner's manual, and then 3 different color decals, a black, a white, and a red. And now let's get to the actual light. You have a small ballast right here. You have 2 of them, 1 for each light, and then your actual lights. Okay, so let's take a look at the lights now. These were the lights that were currently on the 4Runner. I forget what brand it was. I did have a link to my description, but they lasted. It's been over 2 years and they're still going strong. So, I mean, nothing wrong with this light itself. The only thing, like I said, what I wanted was that switchback option. Now, really quick, if you guys want to look at something, if you look at right in here at the diode itself, you can see the diode has only one color, and that's just a light yellow. Both sides are the same way. It does have a fan, of course, at the bottom for cooling, and that's pretty much it. It's a simple LED light. Now we'll take a look at the one from LASFIT, the switchback. Now, if you look at their light, they also have a fan in there for cooling. This one has a little bit different connector, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But their diodes are a little bit different. If you look at the diode right in there, it's got 2 different colors, a light yellow and a dark yellow, and that is what gives you that different light, that 6K to 3K light. Both sides are exactly the same. It's got the 6K and 3K, or light yellow and dark yellow. That's how you get the difference. Again, look at the difference between both lights. One is just a light yellow, and the other one has both light and dark yellow. Now, of course, then you have your little ballast. The other one didn't have this. More than likely, what this is going to be for is going to be for to be able to do that switchback when you turn the light on and back off. It's going to be for that switchback. Now, again, it's pretty simple. Here is your connector that connects to your factory harness. The only thing you got to do different here is you're going to plug this in, and it has 5 little holes right there, if you could see them. And of course, 5 pins. So we're going to go ahead and just match the pins to the holes. Make sure it's nice and tight in there, and go ahead and tighten them up. And this is what you should be left with, a nice seal, nice tight seal. Now all you got to do is put the light back in the housing, and of course, connect it to your factory harness. Now always remember, I always keep repeating myself every time I do this, anytime you're installing LEDs, the diodes have to be both to 3 and 9, not 12 and 6. So when you install it in the housing, it should be facing this way, just like that. If you face them this way, the light output is going to go up, and it's going to be a wide. So up and down, you want it a side to side, because that's how you want the road. The roads are left to right, not up and down. So you want to make sure that your light is always facing just like this, where the diodes are 3 and 6 or 3 and 9. All right, so job is done. Takes 2 seconds, especially on the 4RUNNERs. 4th generations are very simple. They are like literally right there. You could reach right up there. If you want to make some extra room for yourself, you can take 2 or 3 screws down from the plastic side panels there, and then be able to get to them. But anyways, let's take a look and see how they look and how they work. All right, so the way the lights actually work is basically, we'll turn the ignition on. As you see, the lights come on automatically. Now, unfortunately, one thing that I kind of don't like is when the car comes on and first turns on, it depends on what mode it was last, it'll revert to the next mode. So it was on 6K first. When I turned the ignition on, it comes on a 3K, so I have to do the switch off and on, which is not a big deal. I got to just switch it off and on, no big deal. It takes half a second to do that. I wish they came on the regular 6K mode, but again, what it's doing is basically what it's supposed to do. You turn the light off and back on, it's coming back on in the next mode. So same thing though, if you're driving the vehicle and you all of a sudden start snowing, raining, or you get some fog, turn the fog lights off and back on, and then you go into the next mode, which is the 3K, or back off and back on, 6K. And again, right now, if I shut the car off completely and the lights time out, when the lights shut off automatically and they come back on, they will come back into the 3K. You just got to flick the switch back on and off. If you don't want it to do that, before you get out of the car, just back on, leave them in 3K, they'll come back on in 6K. Either way, it's nothing that bad, honestly. It's just a little bit of I guess, annoyance, if that. So honestly, it's not that bad. They just come on in the next mode, and it just basically flick the switch around, and you'll get it back to the mode you want to. Not that bad. All right, and on top of that also, they're actually quieter than the other ones. Here's how the other ones sounded compared to what the LASFIT lights once sound. You can definitely tell the difference. They are quieter. Not that you hear them in the car, but when I did get out of the car, sometimes I would hear something kind of whining, and I'm like, what is that? And I keep forgetting it was the actual lights. Now, I still have, of course, the same type of light that was on before as my driving light, so I might end up switching those to LASFIT as well, and some of my other lights inside the car might go into LASFIT as well. So, with that being said, the lights work just the way they're designed. I love the way they look, especially when they're yellow. I might leave them yellow. I don't even know. But like I said, quick thing again, when you turn the lights off, if they come back on in whatever mode is next, if you have them automatically come on like I do on my car. So my car has an automatic. So when the lights shut off, everything shuts off. When you turn it back on, especially if at night, it turns back on the fog lights and the headlights which of course will come back in the next mode. So not a big deal. Just take the switch, turn it on, turn it back on and off. 2 seconds, less than 2 seconds actually, and that's all it takes, and you're good to go. All right, so that is pretty much the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. And again, thanks to LASFIT for sending me the lights to try them out. They are great, and they do exactly what I needed them to do. And now I get the best of both worlds pretty much in one bulb. So if you guys did like the video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.